कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है। अच्छा, हेलो, 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 हेलो।
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Can we start now?
Yes, sir, we can start. First, let me give a brief introduction to this session. Uh, very warm, a very warm good afternoon to all. I hope you all are doing well. I am Fazal Kamroon, your host for today's session, and I extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the fourth session on librarian interview and skill test guidance scheduled today, that is Monday, 12th May 2025, from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. in online mode. So this session is part of our ongoing effort to support aspiring LIS professionals preparing for jobs like KVS, NVS, and is colleges and universities. So today's session is going to be truly special, not just because of the topic, but because of the person leading it. So it is an absolute honor and privilege for me to introduce today's esteemed resource person, someone who is not just a distinguished academic and professional in the life of lab information science, but also my teacher and mentor during my BLIS and MLIS degree at Aligarh Muslim University, Dr. Muzammil Mushtaque, sir. Sir is working as an assistant professor, acceleration grade in the Department of Library and Information Science, AMU Aligarh, and also serves as the assistant training and placement officer general of the university. His contribution to library information science education, research, and student development is exceptional. He has published over 49 research papers, delivered 27 invited talks, and presented 29 research papers at various national and international platforms. He has edited 3 books, contributed 13 book chapters, written a book review, and earned 3 Best Paper Awards. He was also among the top scorers of the InfoQs 2023. So, as an editor of 2 international and 3 national journals and former chief editor of the ILA newsletter from 2016 to 19, Sir has made a significant mark in scholarly publishing. So, in the research domain, he has completed 2 ICSSR funded projects and is currently leading a third major research project. He has guided 47 master's dissertations and supervised 3 PhD theses to completion. So, Sir's contribution to career guidance and placement is equally remarkable. As the assistant training and placement officer at AMU, he has conducted numerous employability and personality development workshops, coordinated job fairs like Sarab and Parvaz, especially for girls students, led various corporate meets, and organized career counseling series across halls of residence. His tireless efforts have created meaningful industry academia linkages and opened career opportunities for countless students. So personally, I owe a lot to Sir's guidance. His mentorship has had a lasting impact on my academic journey and professional development. And I am truly honored to welcome him here today, not just as a resource person, but as a mentor who continues to inspire. So, without further delay, I invite you, sir, to take over and share your valuable insights on how to successfully prepare for lab interviews and skill tests. So, sir, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you, Fazil Kamroon, for giving the introduction as well as introducing me to the valued audience. At the outset, I would like to, thank you and your team for inviting me and sharing some of my views on very important theme, which is basically a concern for different, uh, profiles who are in the field of library science, as well as the budding library professionals. Where on one hand we have, you know, changing landscape of library and information system in different types of these libraries. On the other hand, we have a concern and issue of the employability, jobs uh, in the country. So far as the library science profession is concerned, uh, we are, I think, fortunate enough that we have at least an ample opportunities in the field. However, there are certain things which I think need to be discussed in different platforms whereby the library professionals and the students can understand some of the important aspects of employability. So I think you have chosen the topic based on the concern of the users, students, as well as the employee professionals. I at the outset congratulate the whole team of yours who have been managing these series of lectures as well as choosing this relevant topic.
Thank you, sir.
So let us start.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Actually, echo from coming from your background, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Uh, yes, sir. It's fine now.
Okay. Okay. So all the valued participants, this slide I will start this that the recruitment process when we talk about a general recruitment. Let us say for some time being 5 or 10 minutes. Let us all suppose that we are not from the library science field. We are a general professional who can be of any domain. So this recruitment process is not a universal format, but of course it is the process which is being followed widely in different organizations for recruiting their different types of these staff. It can be like sometimes advertisement, then seeking the application forms, then afterwards seeking the application forms. There can be some kind of testing. That testing may vary from job to job and institute to institute. Then there may be interview, and of course then final selection. So this recruitment process is basically, I personally believe, it is a filtering process whereby the best ones are being selected. It is natural that when an organization is selecting the staff, hiring the professionals, so it is obvious that they will select the best one. So that is selection process on one hand. I mean it as a filtering process because they are filtering you know the staff and choosing the best one. When we talk about the career readiness. I always talk with the students and the professionals that they should be always equipped with the unknown. Unknown, I mean to say, dynamics of the job market. It is always a changing phenomenon where the market and its needs are dynamic based on the social changes that are going on at regular intervals of time. Then this unknown kind of a situation is for the essentiality of some of the important basic skills which are being needed by different jobs. Then positive personality. Very less number of sessions and lectures you will see where this aspect is being discussed, where we talk about the positive personality, a person with positive mindset. And it is not something which we are getting during our studies. It is something which we have to train continuously ourselves to become much more positive in dealing with the situations and in taking different types of these assignments with open mind. Then every time one has to take care that you should consider and learn these new changing dynamic skills so that you can become the asset to the employer in which you are working. So this is the career readiness that one of the library professionals and students have to take care of. Now, when we talk about the oral concern, I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible.
Okay, okay. 87%. This is a study that I have, cited at the, footnote. 87% graduates, they depend more upon the advice from the university college. So we are more dependent upon the offices, advices, and the counseling centers of universities and colleges. So we are not having our own, you know, group or association or network where we are connected together. There is a concern for all the graduates who are coming, who are taking the degrees from the universities and colleges. One third students feel lost in their career path without any specific goal. You can imagine the situation that the study is telling us that one third of the students are, without any specific goal. I am a training and placement officer. I know that maximum students, when we ask them what are your goals, what is your aim, what is your ambition, so they are giving the vague and ambiguous answers. In saying the answers like this, we have applied for many posts, we have applied for different courses, and the course in which we are getting the admission, we are taking it as a career. So even before going to a particular course, they are not even knowing what is the career path in that particular field of knowledge. And half of the graduates are ill prepared for world of work. So means 50% of the graduates are not knowing what is there after acquiring a degree, that we are knowing it as world of work. When you are actually in a particular job, so what kind of skills and what kind of concerns you are facing at that time, students are not knowing it. That is also a very great concern. 9 out of 10 graduates, they want to stay with their own fellow colleagues. That is not possible. So we have to be realistic when it comes to the job. So friends are okay, the friend circle is okay, colleagues are okay, but you have to take care of yourselves to learn new skills, new technologies, and go for job without taking care of your friends. Hidden job market. Maximum times we have been visiting different universities, colleges, and we have been taking the sessions, and when we talk about this hidden job market, very less people are knowing this, and it is uh, you know giving the maximum majority of the junk of the jobs through this hidden job market, which is only through personal connections, professional associations, then of course we have no proper planning and goal for our careers. You all can witness by your own that these things are very realistic and these are very pertinent when we talk about the higher education system. So that is a concern that we are here to discuss all these issues. Now, not giving you the details, but these are the expectations that the world organizations and the libraries where you wish to go as an employer. So as an employee, you have some expectations from the employer, from the organization, from the institute, from the world outside your colleges and universities. So what are these expectations? New skills for new jobs. This report was given by European Commission in 2016, where they talk about that the normal graduate who is coming from the university and college, they should have minimum kind of the skills which are required for the new jobs. So they are calling them as employability skills. So these are the minimum possible skills which one can expect from a graduate. So then communication skills, working with the people. So in academics, we all are knowing that students are more often busy with their assignments, with their examinations, and they are not having you know enough time, and also the curriculum is not there where they can learn these communication skills and working with the people, so that they can learn about time management, teamwork, customer care, emotional intelligence. So all these things are very important. So these are expectations that the organizations who are waiting outside you to get a job, so they are having these expectations from you. Practical experience. During our studies, maximum times we see that there is no practical knowledge or the experience that now the universities and colleges have, are going to undertake in the form of internships and workshops. Then of course the critical and analytical skills, they are also needed. The line that I have mentioned at the end, it is understanding what you are bringing to the organization in terms of skills and knowledge. So the association that you are going to join, and you are having the dream company or an organization, so that is, you have to consider yourself how you are bringing and how much kind of skill set you are bringing to that particular organization. Now, dear participants, we have to understand we are living in a 21st century where the change is the name of the game. So we have to understand this, the change as a factor, as an aspect which is at the core and crux of 21st century. Every day there are changes. Every month there are changes. And when we talk about a 1 year, so you have a lot of different types of these phenomenal changes which are going on in almost in every domain of knowledge. Let us not talk about only library science, let us talk each and every subject. So we have to continuously change ourselves. This is a study that I have given you, the where one thing is that is 71% of among all these different types of these skills, that is the personality skill. So just consider yourself and see how many of us are working on our own personality. We always talk about curriculum, we talk about the net and UGC kind of in competitive examinations, and what about our own personality, how we are personally growing ourselves, how we are changing our own attitude, courtesies, our behavior, our way of communication, our overall personality when we talk with another person. Are we having such kind of these skills whereby we are impacting and influencing other person? Do we have that capability there, we are able to motivate others? So these are all in the gametes of the personality. Now, when we talk about the overall education system, students are happy with the education, with the experience, which makes them eligible for the jobs. But once we are basically considering a successful job, a successful organization, a successful portfolio, which the students and professionals are deserving. There, we see the lack of these employability skills. Those skills which are making you more employable, which are making you more fit for an organization, which are making you more fit for a library. So even the master students who have qualified NET, JRF, they are not knowing what is the working system and structure of a library. If they are being appointed in a library as a head librarian, as a librarian, so ask them a question how you are going to change the overall system of the libraries. They are not knowing the basics of working of a library. So that is why they need these, employability skills whereby they are in a position to understand that what we are supposed to be there. So we have to consider that employability depends upon knowledge, skills, and attitude. I will never minus this last point as an attitude. Even we can take a complete session on personality, on attitude, because currently it is very, very important. I think those who are in the job, they can understand it very well. Students may not understand because students may understand only the knowledge and skill, but not the third component, which is personality, which is attitude. So we are working in an organization, you can understand that how much of attitude we as a person needs to be there, because we have to comply with different types of these regulations, responsibilities, assignments which are being given by our heads, by our bosses. So then how we are going to treat all these responsibilities and take them in a positive way. So there are a lot that can be discussed, but you can understand that these three are the basic components. So these are the skills that one need to understand: personality, communication, creativity. We will discuss further. So this is the knowledge and rainbow skill where I have discussed. I will be talking about these three important components. One is info savvy, where the life and career skills are important, media fluent, and then tech tuned. So these three components are there in the skill set of the current job profiles which are being needed by not only librarians but others as well. In case of learning skill, we talk about critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity. Then of course life skills mean flexibility, initiative, social skills. Then in literacy, information literacy, media literacy, technology literacy. So these are the skills that library science students and the professionals need to understand and work, continuously work on these different these skills. Even if you are getting a job, still you will need these kinds of these skills. They are then more in need of those skills who have got the jobs. So again, we have problem solving, adaptability, communication skills, collaboration skills, integrity skills. Then soft skills. When we talk the communication skills, employability skills, the first thing is recently. It is perhaps a French or a German term which talks about the purpose of a particular assignment. Say, for example, if I am asking a question to a student, what is your purpose of choosing the library science as a career? So, do the students answer me what is their purpose? So, we all can understand that the students will answer that we need a job. So, do you think that asking and telling and understanding that the purpose of taking library science as a career is simply job? So, this uh, skill set at the bank of skills is basically dealing with the purpose. So maximum of our students, our professionals are not knowing the purpose. That is why there are other problems which are linked with not understanding the purpose of life, purpose of job, purpose of librarianship, purpose of library science as a career. That is why they are not willing to learn. They are not willing to learn new skills. Even if they have learned some skills, they are not able to enhance their skills. So that is the first point, that we all have to understand the purpose is very important component of even the purpose in life, purpose in job, and purpose in every aspect of our life. If we are doing a work, an assignment, or a job, so we should have the crux of that. We should know clearly what is the purpose, ultimate purpose. Then, of course, when we talk about the skills, there is a long list of the skills, but I will quickly go through these skills: communication skill, information literacy, leadership skills, collaboration, problem solving, interpersonal skills, open mindedness, strong work ethic, confidence and resilience, curiosity to learn and relearn, being your best. Sometimes we are hiding our own personalities. We are portraying and we are becoming sometimes the copies of other person who imitate so much. There is no need of imitation in jobs, in organizations in which we are working or in which we are supposed to join. You need always to be yourself. That is why there's a famous saying that we all are born as originals. Why to die as copies? We should not die as copies. We have been born as original human beings with special features, special attributes. So why not to be as our own special human beings which have been bestowed to us? Why we are going to copy ourselves? Why we are going to imitate ourselves? So best thing is that rely on yourself, identify your weaknesses, identify your strength, and go on working on these limitations and weaknesses. This is not something which we are going to learn in a day, in a month. It's a continuous process whereby we should learn and relearn different types of these things. We should always be ready to adopt new change. This is a slide, although maybe it may not be relevant with the lecture, but at least an idea that the education system should be like that. So there are many countries. Even Norway is having a good education system. Denmark is having a good education system. But Finland education system is a kind of a different kind of a educational system. There are many features that I have highlighted in the slide, but one thing is focus on essential skill sets. There, the curriculum and the education system is set up in such a manner where they are more talking about these essential skill sets. They are more concerned about the happiness of an individual. They are not taking all the work and not balancing it with the life. They have a complete balanced system of work and lifestyle. So sometimes you will see that we understand that we all have to work hard, but along with that we have to take care of our health, that health which constitutes about the mental health as well as the physical health. I hope the screen is visible and I am audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible and you're audible.
Okay, thank you for confirming. Because in online system we sometimes are not knowing that what is technically everything okay or not.
Yes, correct. You're
Okay.
audible, sir. Clearly.
Now, let us take make it more brief and take these key points like striving the purpose, why of life. So my concern and my interaction with all of you should take this point into clear consideration, that we should know the purpose. First, the purpose of your being in the life science field, purpose of being in the job, and purpose ultimately of your own life. Then combining study with the work. In maximum time, students are saying that we don't have time, we don't have opportunities, we don't have any way whereby we are combining our studies with the work. But there in current times we have a lot of ample opportunities that can be online or offline, where the student can study and simultaneously can work on a project, can work on as an intern, can get a kind of a job, part-time job. This is not always having the financial implication that the students need finances. There is monetary involvement which is there to learn or to work in an organization or a job. It is basically to enhance your skills. On one hand, you are theoretically taking or imparting education in the university or a college, on simultaneously you are working. So you will correlate your theory with the practical. In European countries, I think you all can understand and you all might have studied that in those education systems they are having education on one hand, and the part-time jobs or full-time jobs on the other hand. That is why when a graduate is completing a degree, that student is a complete package for an organization. So which is lacking in our education systems, but the now the situation is completely being changed. We in our university have different initiatives where the students are taking internships. They're taking voluntary kind of a work. They are involved in different projects. Now the online systems, there are many options where you can along with your studies you can connect yourself with an organization with a kind of an online job, so that you are going to learn basically the things which are actually needed for a particular job. And then streamlining career path. When I ask my students that do you have any plan, strategy, have you ever take 5 or 10 minutes from your schedule and be isolated and discuss and draw a line where you can see that how after 3 years or 4 years where I wish to see myself. They are saying no. Maximum time students are saying we don't have time, we have never strategized our career path. So this is a time where we all have to sit and understand that what we are up to, what we have to do after 3 or 4 years, where we see ourselves. Do we have to consider ourselves as such that the life is going on, we are going along with the life? It should not be like that a machine is going to work us and going to move us, motivate us. It is we who are supposed to make our own life better by streamlining, by you can take a copy, you can note it down, that currently, say for example, I am pursuing B.Lib and M.Lib, or I have completed my masters and now I wish to go for UGC net or JRF. I have completed JRF, now I am in search of a job. So what is your strategy? How many websites you are searching? How many skills you are learning every day? How many people you are connected with? How many associations you are linked with? How many associations you are having a membership as a student of license? So how many teachers you are connected with? So you should have all these planning at hand. It should not be something which is random. It is something which we all have to take care and then think accordingly. Then you will see the results. You will see, at least you can have a complete visualization of your own career. So that is the key point. I will cut it short because there are many other things which I wish to discuss with all of you. Now, when we talk about the personal interviews, dear participants, please consider that interview or any recruitment process is not something where a new or a different kind of preparation is being needed. As the first point, it is a process of interaction. Every time you have to understand that interview is an interaction. It is getting a chance to express freely. So we have been witnessing that the students who are going for any kind of interview, including the librarian interview, of course, we are discussing the librarian's interview or library staff interview. They think that there is something just like examination preparation, and we are preparing the interview in the similar manner. I will tell all those students that it is not something where you always, are being said that 1 week or 10 days before that you are supposed to face an interview and you are going to prepare for that. No, it should be part and parcel of your life to be more expressive, to understand and then express the same in the most feasible way. That is why I'm telling the personality or soft skills to be a part of your life. It should not be like you are preparing for an examination and you are preparing for yourself as, so it should be continuously as a routine to understand things and then to express it. So when you have such kind of capability of communicating your own ideas and understanding, then it will be a kind of a chance for you to express yourself in front of a panel, who is the interview panel. So that is why there is a saying that to see an applicant in action, looks, manners, bearings, level of motivation, initiative, stability, and perseverance. So all these things are being identified in an interview. But you all are knowing that in case of interview, what we are supposed to do, we prepare just like for an examination. Interview is a different process. Even if you are not in a position to answer each and every question, still you must have those skills to answer no, to say sorry, to say something that we must have gone through this topic, but we are not in a position to go through that. I have gone through the topic, but currently I am not recalling it. So when you are, uh, having a proper understanding and training of these different types of these interactions, so it will be easy for you to, to face any kind of interview. Now, what is the perspective of the employer? It is securing maximum amount of information from the candidate. So understand this very important point, that once you are facing an interview, the board or the panel is simply trying to make maximum amount of information from you as a person, as an as an employee who is going to join your organization. Is the person suitable for us or not? And these are sample questions. I think I will skip those. Like sometimes very important and a declared kind of a question which is always there. Introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself. Why should we appoint you? Can you work under stress and official pressure? What inspires or motivates you to work? What are your strengths and weaknesses? How do you plan to achieve your career goals? So all these questions and similar other questions may be there, where you can learn that the type of questions that are being asked. Now when the interview is there, you see there are some things very important which one has to keep in mind. Like, always be honest about yourself. We have seen that many times the interviewee is sometimes asking you some critical questions, but you have to be always honest. Stay composed and calm. It is very important. Nervousness is a natural phenomenon, but at least you should be a balanced person. You should be composed. Your replies, response, and reactions must reflect your leadership and interpersonal skills. So once you are answering a particular query or a question of the board, you should be always, you know, replying in a manner which should reflect that you are a learner person. You are knowing enough of it, and you have the capability to communicate whatever you have learned. And then drive the interview in the areas where you are strong. Interview is an opportunity to express yourself, that I have discussed in my first slide. So now this point is correlating with that drive the interview in the areas where you are strong. So you have that opportunity. You can, you know, drive and orient your interview in those areas by mentioning those points while expressing or answering the queries. Those areas which are stronger areas, where you are knowing better, where you have some experience, so that the board is asking you the questions in that area. So always remember, it is not something that the panel or the board is, coming up with preparation, that how many questions and which type of questions are they supposed to ask. It is the candidates interaction with them that the different questions are being asked. So you have that opportunity to deviate and drive or orient the panel towards those areas which you have the strong hold of. Knowing the subject is not enough. Sometimes it is not necessary that all the subject based questions will be asked. Some technical questions, some personality questions, some kind of some psychological questions are being asked. You should be ready for that. That readiness can only be when you are composed, when you are calm, you are confident. How to tackle the situation when you don't know the answer of a question. Many times we have seen that the students who are not able to answer a question in a panel or an interview, they are totally being disturbed. But it should be taken as a normal kind of a routine that a person is never in a position to answer each and every question. Even we are teachers, we are professionals, even if we face any interview, it is not necessary that we are going to answer each and every question. It is not possible for any human being. So when such a situation is there, why to worry? But of course, when you are not knowing the answer of a question, you should be very humble and gentle in saying that sorry, I'm not knowing the question, I'm not knowing the answer, I have not gone through this. So there is also a way of answering the no. Maintain a good body posture and positive body language. It is of course very important in a panel, in an interview. While you should have a proper body posture and a body language. All these are very important factors. We are giving sometimes the live interaction with the students. I'm taking the session whereby I told the students how to sit, how to enter in a room where you have the interview. Intelligence and mental abilities. The panel and the board are the group of experts who are being in the interview panel. They are asking questions which try to determine the intelligence, dynamic qualities, knowledge of the subject, social attributes, organizational competence, influencing ability. Those are also very important. Now in front of the board, what you should always consider and understand, appearance and gait is very important. Appearance, it may include the physical appearance, your clothing, your overall gestures, your entering in the room, sitting on the chairs, your movements, then courtesies, observation, presence of mind, listening. Many times the students are not able to listen properly. So you can listen properly. Even if you are not able to understand the question, you can say sorry, please repeat the question. Specific responses, concealing and revealing. There are some questions where the interview is posing the question in order to simply understand your honesty. So there are certain things which you need to conceal. And of course there are some points, some questions where you need to reveal the answers. Directing the course of the interview, accepting limitations, countering nervousness and fear of failure. So all these things are very important when you are supposed to, face the interview board. Uh, the way I was talking about entering the room and then taking different types of these files, your documents, how you enter, how you take the chair, how you sit on the chair, and what way should be there to ask the permission for sitting on the chair. This is the posture I'm sitting on the chairs. As you can see, A, B, and C. C is the most suitable posture to sit on the chair, while as the A, B should be discarded because they are not suitable to face the interview. So these are some important points which you all have to keep in mind when we talk about the interviews. I think you can take this screen and then you can see these are important points which one has to do, and these are, on the other hand, we have different points which one has to avoid once facing an interview. Now, can I further take 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, yes, sir, sure.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is the last part of the presentation where I have tried to make sure that maybe some students are there in the participants, among the participants. So I have taken a few slides to show you all that what is the library science profession and how many different types of these organizations, library science professional people are working, what are the profiles, what are the salaries, what are the different types of these future perspectives of the library science profession. So we know that educational program of any university and a college depends upon the employability. Finally, and the last resort of any educational program is the employment opportunities. So when we talk about the librarianship, we have been more than 100 years in the country that librarian has been started as a training program, as a vocational program. Now we have full-fledged degrees, including the research degrees, and this course is now not only traditional but a modern professional subject which is full of technologies and new tools which are there in every aspect of the librarianship. We have these kinds of these perspectives like knowledge management, research skills, governance, records management, collection management, literacies, IT and communication. Lot of different types of these portfolios and the requirements are there in the field of library science. We have these different nomenclatures where the library science professionals are working and trying to understand the new kind of services to be provided to the library users. And this is a situation in the country that we are providing certificate course, diploma courses, bachelor's, master's, MPhil. It is not now being imparted in universities of the India, but PhD, of course, is the uh, a research degree. So these are the different universities, number of universities which are offering MLib, BLib, PhD. Although data is a little bit old because this is a study that we have undertaken by our own. Maybe the number of universities have now been increased who are imparting MLib, BLib, and PhD degrees. But these are the different types of these courses which are being imparted by Indian universities, both state and central universities. Now, when we talk about the hiring organizations, so a lot of different types of these organizations are hiring library science professionals. Schools, colleges, central government libraries, training centers, national museums, NGOs, R&D centers, corporate houses. You can see health and medical, paramedicals, news, entertainment, media. So you have a lot of scope when we talk about the library science professionals who are being recruited in different organizations. From the list you can see there are almost every organization in India, outside India, where the library science professionals are being recruited. In the military libraries, also public libraries, presidential libraries, museums, archives, schools, prison libraries. So all these different types of these organizations are there where the library science people are being recruited. This is a different designations which the library science professionals are being in the country. So these are the allied professions like data managers are there, transparency, information assurance, then information risk, web managers. So different kinds of the additional rules are being there in the field of library science. It is not the traditional librarian who are supposed to be there, but a modern librarian who is full of all those technologies, all those rules which are there in the profession now. So on one hand, we are taking control of the traditional tools and documents. On the other hand, we have the modern gadgets and the resources which are being managed by the libraries. So these are the job profiles like librarian, deputy librarian, assistant librarian, reference librarian. So all these designations are there in the profiles of the jobs in the field of library science. Similarly, you can see sometimes the director, digital resource librarian, cataloging librarian, technical services supervisor. So all these designations are there in the field. Manuscript librarian has been always sometimes there. Research librarian, medical librarian, and project archivist, data management specialist, subject librarian. So what are the different categories of the jobs? You can see colleges, universities, and library jobs. These are the profiles which are there in these colleges, universities. Adjunct faculty are there, experienced design librarian, STEM librarian, head of acquisition, health science librarian. Reference and research jobs are there, where reference librarian, research librarian, humanities librarian. Instruction and outreach jobs are there. where the library profiles are being given, like instructional services librarian, literacy trainer, school librarian, business resource coordinator, management and administrative jobs, associate dean for human resources, library development officer, head of reference and information literacy, collection, cataloging, circulation jobs. So these are special designations which are being given to librarians. Then archives and preservation jobs, web and social media jobs, emerging technology jobs, corporations and business jobs. You can see that research managers, research analyst, senior manager, digital archivist, IC records analyst, research analyst, special library jobs, school library jobs, museums and heritage societies library jobs, public library jobs. So these are different titles, like for the BLIP students, school librarian, semi-professional technical assistant, senior technical assistant, library information assistant, junior library assistant. Uh, Salaries, I will. These are the earlier salaries, but now the seventh pay commission has been there in the country, so they are the designation. The salary structure is totally different. So these are the after getting the masters. So along with the net or PhD, one can appointed assistant professor, assistant librarian, professional assistant, library cum documentation officer, chief library officer, curators, scientists, BD. So these are the salaries. Of course, it is again in the sixth pay commission, but now seventh pay commission is there. So we have the different designation as well as the different salaries. So at the end, what I would like to conclude, it is that this library science field is a very remarkable field in the current times. Its role has always been impacting the overall social and economical aspects of different nations. But now the role of librarian is more in terms of the digital technologies and their innovations and the impact that the overall technology has done on the different facets of the librarianship. So here the role of librarianship has been multidimensional. It is not the traditional kind of the librarianship where we have to kept maintenance and the records of the resources which the libraries are possessing. But now the dynamics of the job is like one librarian or the head librarian has to undertake multiple roles and responsibilities to not only preserve, conserve the already existing resources, but also to track the new innovations so far as the digital documents and the resources are being, you know, produced continuously at a very larger scale. Of course, the new AI-based tools and techniques which are hugely impacting the library services. So I would like to suggest and advise all the budding library professionals to change your overall outlook to not only think on the perspectives of the traditional ways of librarianship, but also the modern ways by learning new tools, new technologies, softwares, online and the digital gadgets, which can make it more easier for all of you to be more competent in the field. So these are the advocacies that have been given by American Library Association as well as the IFLA, that kind of the advices which should be given to the budding library science professionals. And you can see the clip where the chartered professional institute in the library and information profession, they have totally a different perspective of the changing librarianship in the current times, where the librarian can transform the services in the public, in the learning, home, business, government. They can deliver value to the citizens, to the members of the society. And then they can transform the overall society into a modern, knowledge based society, and who are in a position to gain the overall benefits for the social, cultural, educational, economical, and personal benefits. So it is a document which has been produced by Chartered Institute of Library Information Professionals, which talks about the overall new dynamics in the field of library and information science. So, with this, I would like to humbly thank each one of you for being there in the session. I was giving 1 hour of time, so maybe we can have enough time in our near future to discuss more different aspects of library and information professionals. I don't know if there is any provision of asking some of the questions, but I will be waiting for some time. If you have some specific query or question, I'll be more than happy to answer if some specific points or the questions or comments are there for the today's session. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. There are a few questions come from the participants in the chat box. We can consider these questions. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Some questions are arising in the chat box.
Where from we can start? There are many questions, so you can filter out some of the questions so that we can take 5 or 10 minutes.
I think we should take from this one. I have highlighted the question in that screen. Relevance of libraries in AI era. What is the relevance of librarians in AI era?
Can I go to the chat box, or I can listen to you?
You can listen to it. I will display the question on the screen.
So, there are some basic questions like how to overcome nervousness while speaking. So, if there is some kind of nervousness, it can only be avoided while taking mock interviews, while making a group of your colleagues and students and fellow colleagues, so that you can discuss and you can have the mock interviews, discussions, and that is the only way you can avoid the nervousness, because the fear of facing the audience and the interview panel is always there. It is a natural phenomenon, but its remedy is only to make yourself much more oriented in the practical and mock interviews, in the GDs. Even you can make an informal group of your friends and then discuss, and so that you can get this nervousness to be avoided. And also you should face the stage, like sometimes if you have an opportunity of to present your paper, getting into a conference or in workshop, so that you can present yourself better, and that is the way whereby nervousness can be avoided. How to face interview if you have stammering problem? So there is no issue. uh, as I was right as pointed out, that every one of us are unique and special. So that is why, when you are special, when we all are unique, so there is nothing like if there is some stammering problem, board is having the proper wisdom, and they are able to understand that a person with having some issue with the stammering, you can try your best, you can put your points, everyone can understand. Be the starting salary of a university library in Bihar state, and till what level can go for the interview. The situation is not related to different types of these states. We are governed by UGC, and UGC has clearly told about the university librarian is having the account to seventh pay commission AL14. So AL14 pay scale is uh, you know, applicable in every states of the country. AL14, that is on the basis of seventh pay commission. There is nothing which is related to any specific state. There were really informative lecture. Okay, did you provide a digital certificate? So I think you can answer it. Informative lecture. The same question. Kindly share PPT. Yes. There is a question that if everything is available on a single click, why to invest in libraries and librarian, yeah, library staff? So I can answer in a single line that it is always that the librarians will be always like a mediating agency. Everything is available on a single click, but when we talk about that single click, it is not very easy to filter out the relevant parts of information from that single click. It takes a lot of efforts to get the relevant and useful parts of information from the reservoir that we witness in the form of an internet. So the scholarly literature, so the relevant parts of the literature which is there, uh, which can be only identified by the library professionals. So those resources can only be provided by the libraries who are considered as a mediators between users and the information. So it is not easy cup of tea that any user can get the relevant material from the internet, and the resources which are subscribed, which are produced from those agencies where the libraries are subscribing and purchasing those material, it is not possible to get through the normal routes which are being produced by the internet. So libraries role are there, and they will always be mediating the information and the users. Relevance of librarians in AI. The same question is that in AI is a tool we all have to understand. Few days back, we were having an international conference where they have talked about this, artificial intelligence, and so many experts are finally with this opinion that AI is simply a tool which is not going to replace the library infrastructure, or the human beings. Maybe its impact is huge. We are not able to understand. We are overwhelmingly accepting it that it is going to replace the human beings, but it will not. There was different kind of these studies which have been conducted where the potential and the power of the human brain is much more higher as compared to the AI tools and techniques. Technology is sometimes it is having immediate effect, but when you talk about a person who is working on a or researching on a brain, then you can understand how much strength is there in the brain. So that is why same is with the librarians and the library professional. AI is giving you the answers, but can those answers be always satisfying? Can they be relevant? It is a question that we all are supposed to answer, and we are all supposed to research on. LIS schools is not stating any individual department of the university. I am pointing Indian LIS education as a student. I am not able to understand. LIS school, I school is not stating any individual department or university. Yes, in Indian situation, we have universities, and university we have a department. In the department, the different types of these courses in the field of library science are being, imparted.
Yeah, I think that this is a matter of discussion, so we can take it later. We can
Yes,
answer another questions. Some new questions are there in the chat box. We can take into consideration. For example, how to justify the role of librarians in digital era. I think you already answered this.
yes,
Uh,
yes. I have answered it.
yeah, Miss Rashna Jain asking dress code and color of dress for women.
In case of interview there is no specific dress code, but I have told you that the personality and the proper gesture, it should be very modest, it should have a professional appearance, and it should be very relevant with respect to the interview. So when we talk about the dress, there is never a dress code, but we always talk and tell about the modest and professional outlook while facing an interview, you know so that should always be there. For college librarian, what preparation has to be done? For college librarian, of course, after masters, one has to take NET or JRF examination or PhD, and there are different types of these public service commissions in different states, which are conducting examinations. Sometimes some written examinations are there, and followed by the interview. So first stage is qualify NET and JRF. Then of course the PSC of the concerned state, and the examination pattern that these different states public service commissions are being, you know, giving the option, and then according the preparation has to be undertaken. Sir, can a librarian become a guide for PhD in library information science? Currently, there are different rules in different universities. Although UGC has made it clearly that for, being PhD, for being guide supervisor, there are different regulations. But concerned universities have modified those rules. I have some friends who are librarians, and they are, the guide of the students. But in majority of the universities, especially in central universities, the librarian is not supervising different students. So different universities and colleges have different ordinances, they have different rules which they have designed, and that is why there are some certain exceptional cases in state universities where the librarian is guiding the students. Is there any question? Any other question? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, sir. I think you have covered all the questions and you have answered all the questions and queries till now. So, thank you so much, sir, for your highly and insightful and motivating session. Your guidance today has truly added immense value to our understanding of librarian interviews and the expectations of recruiters, especially in school and college libraries. So, from decoding the interview process to sharing practical tips and strategies for a skill test, the session was packed with clarity, depth, and experience driven advice. So, on behalf of all the participants, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us and for sharing your knowledge so generously. And I would also like to thank all the participants who joined us today with such enthusiasm and sincerity. Your presence and engagement make these sessions truly worthwhile. And let me also take a moment to remind everyone that this was the fourth session in our ongoing librarian interview and skill test guidance series. And we hope to continue supporting you with more such meaningful and focused session in the coming weeks. So before we conclude, if you found today's session helpful, do share it with your peers and colleagues preparing for similar exams and interviews. And don't forget to stay connected with us on our platforms for updates on upcoming sessions and resources. So, with that, we officially conclude today's session. Thank you once again to our respected resource person and my mentor, our wonderful participants, and everyone who worked behind the scenes. Stay motivated, stay prepared, and may you all succeed in your professional journey. So, bye bye. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Fazal, and thank you all participants for being there. So nice of you. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.